Rams bye for a playoff berth.
Steven Jackson in the end zone, touchdown.
Christmas Day tradition of the NBA on ABC continues tomorrow. The Cleveland Cavaliers and LeBron James, the reigning East champs, take on Dwayne Wade, Shaquille O'Neal and the Heat. And then up in Los Angeles, Kobe Bryant and the Lakers will take on Steve Nash and the Phoenix Suns. It all begins on your home of the NBA Finals, ABC at 2 Eastern with NBA Countdown.
Am I going to get everybody in Cleveland mad at me if I say that I still believe Kobe Bryant is the best all-around player in the league? Plays defense, plays offense, doing a great job with the Lakers this year, wouldn't you say?
Well, when I get to Cleveland in 10 hours, I'll let you know if they're mad at you.
I'll take the heat on that. I'm not taking the heat. No. I'll take the heat on that.
We're glad to pass it along.
Doesn't want any
Heat are struggling.
Yeah.
Miami at the bottom of the East. Shaq and Dwayne Wade. Be interested to see how they come out of that funk. The return by Andre Hall. He's bumped down at the 33-yard line. There is Kobe Bryant, who yesterday became the youngest player in the history of the league to go over 20,000 points. Now, there's a caveat, obviously. He came out of high school.
Right out of high school.
LeBron James will probably have a great chance to pass that number. But Bryant, 2 months ago, looked like he'd be traded. And here are the Lakers in the top 7 in the NBA. And we'll be speaking with Kobe and LeBron coming up at halftime.
But also in games played, Wilt went to 20,000 points in about 14 games. I mean, historically, nobody remembers, he averaged 50 points a game one year. 50. Come on.
All right, Tony, big drive for the Broncos here.
You said that already.
I know, but it's another time.
Cutler launching deep for his tight end, Scheffler, almost intercepted by Quentin Hart, who was there in coverage with Quentin Jammer. So the Broncos have not helped with poor punting and a 15-yard penalty when the Chargers have had the ball. Now, when they've had the ball, they've done nothing.
Wow.
Fumbling on that first drive when they got to the 21-yard line of Denver. And then a 3-and-out, 6 plays in the punt, and they've accomplished just 3 first downs on the night.
If they were all a quarterback, they'd have a 0 rating at the moment. As we like to call them, Rex numbers from last year.
2nd and 10. Chargers blitz it. Selvin Young runs left. He only gains a yard. The Charger defense is flying to the ball. Sean Phillips again getting there, and now 3rd down, and those passing downs have been a disaster for Denver.
Mike, you nailed it. The Charger defense is playing at a different speed right now. Look at the job by number 95, Sean Phillips, fighting off the block of the tight end. Maybe a little hold in there as well, but then coming in and making the play. Just playing fast right now.
Well, what can you do? Can you screen them, try to burn them with what they're doing?
Well, you got to go to the quick game, the quick slant, the quick fade, get the ball out of Jay Cutler's hand. He just hasn't had much of a chance going to the deep drop.
Watch Luis Castillo, left defensive tackle, 2 sacks already tonight. Gets picked up by Montre Holland. The pass is deflected and incomplete. The contact with Antonio Cromartie and Brandon Marshall. And it's another 3-and-out for Cutler and the Broncos.
You know, the Broncos, I think, are 8-13 in their last 21. They were a powerhouse for years. The way they have fallen is so noticeable. It's so precipitous in the last year and a half. Come on.
But I think as you spin it forward, you look, they do have some quality, skilled players. They have to build their offensive and defensive line. Their defensive line play has been horrible this season.
Ernster has struggled in his first game back as a punter. Chargers looking to bring some pressure on him. Oh, and they should have gotten that block. I don't know why Drayton Florence didn't lay out for it. It went out of bounds. And San Diego will take over at the 35-yard line. Well, the flight from San Diego to Honolulu will have a lot of Chargers on it. As you see, 8 players there. Tomlinson, Gates, and Neal starters. Lorenzo Neal out. The fullback hopes to be back for the playoffs. Williams and Merriman. We've seen Kasim Osgood, 2nd year special teams coverage man. Chris Dielman, the guard, and Antonio Cromartie, who told us that he was out house shopping when he got the call from a member of the Chargers public relations staff that he's going to Hawaii. And Cromartie has turned around and bought 9 tickets for friends and family to go to the Pro Bowl. First down run for Darren Sproles, gains 5. Lynch with the tackle, and Michelle has more on another one of those Pro Bowlers.
Yeah, Antonio Gates, a little bit surprised that he got named. He said this year was a little more interesting to me because the AFC was so competitive. He mentioned Kellen Winslow could have easily made it. Dallas Clark had a great year. So when he found out that he was going back, he was really excited. He said, I'm embracing it this time.
81 catches in 04, 89 in 05, 71 in 06, 68 this year. Sproles. And the little man, 5'6", out of K-State. Gets the first down at the 47. 2-minute warning on Christmas Eve in San Diego. And the Chargers in complete control.
For Wilson NFL and GST footballs and much more, visit NASN.com, your home for North American sports merchandise.
NASN brings you unrivaled coverage of the best sports North America has to offer. Get the best seats in the house for the biggest games in the best leagues 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Watch the NFL from preseason all the way to the playoffs with over 60 regular season games, the postseason, and live coverage of Super Bowl 42 from Phoenix. Get live coverage of every game of the World Series and don't miss an inning of the MLB regular season with up to 260 regular season games and the All-Star Game live. Experience the most comprehensive coverage of the NHL anywhere in Europe with over 200 live regular season games, the 2008 NHL All-Star Game, and the Stanley Cup Finals live. NASN takes you to pit lane in the high-octane world of NASCAR with live Busch Series racing and keeps you up to date with the Nextel Cup and Truck Series with daily episodes of NASCAR Now. Get courtside with the best conferences in NCAA college basketball with a packed schedule of games between the top teams and unrivaled coverage of March Madness. See the power and skill of the finest players in college football with full season and bowl series coverage, including all the BCS games, live. And with all your favorite news, highlights, and analysis shows, including PTI and Around the Horn, you won't miss a minute from any of your favorite sports all season long. Log on to NASN.com now and join the world of NASN, your leader in North American sports.
Chris Berman back in the studio for the Toyota Halftime Show. Fastest 3 minutes, all the big stuff from Week 16. And I'll speak with Kobe Bryant and LeBron James in advance of our ABC doubleheader tomorrow, starting with Miami and Cleveland at 2 Eastern.
So it was you who gave Wilbon and me the boot?
Yes, well, actually, it's Kobe and LeBron.
Wow.
The three of us.
So
You got booted
now
for
I'm
Kobe and
finding out.
LeBron. It's okay.
It's a 3-on-2 fast break. Even with me, Kobe and LeBron,
I would be posterized.
we kicked the tail of both of you.
Yes, Wilbon and I would be down for the count on that. That's true.
You guys will join us coming up at the half. Boomer as well. 1st and 10 after the completion to Sproles. Chargers looking to add to the 13-0 lead. Three receivers left. Rivers' little jump for Sproles is incomplete with DJ Williams. Standing right there, we'll have 2nd and 10.
Now, Mike, we start off the show by talking about the future of the Chargers in the playoffs will depend on Phillip Rivers. He looks uncomfortable to me tonight. The ball's just not coming out with a good timing and rhythm with his receivers. He just, it doesn't show me that firmness in the pocket. Now, he's going to have to play a lot better if they're going to go deep into the playoffs.
He did injure his knee in the game against Tennessee a couple of weeks ago. Came back, was very strong in that second half. Norv Turner said he'd be surprised that he even came back to finish that win at Tennessee. But his mechanics looking different, that's nothing new. That's not related to the knee injury. Sproles is tackled by Josh Mallard. And we'll have 3rd down at 11 coming up.
But to me, it's a lot about decision making. When you see a quarterback, when that back foot hits the top of the drop, he's got to know where the ball is going. Phillips looks a little bit confused right now where the ball has to go. And I know he's getting great coaching. Norv Turner's an outstanding quarterback coach. John Ramsdell, an outstanding quarterback coach. But for some reason, there's been a disconnect. It can't carry over from that coaching to where the quarterback can process that information quickly on the field. He's far enough along in his career where he should be doing a better job.
Third and 11, the Broncos drop in coverage. And Rivers throws, squeezing it in, and it's caught by Vincent Jackson at the 25. Second time they've been able to do that between Bly and Foxworth.
That's a big-time throw right there. And I think if Phillips stays in the pocket, delivers with good mechanics, here, drives off that back foot. You know, when you see the mechanics, you see the results. When you see sloppy mechanics, you see sloppy throws.
It's a gain of 28. And you talk about the mechanics and the way Rivers throws the ball. It has a little bit of a shot put type motion. And you and I were down on the field talking to Phil, and I've known him since his North Carolina State days. He started as a freshman, was the MVP of every bowl game he played in. He had 5 of them, all 4 for NC State, and then the Senior Bowl his senior year. And that delivery's always been a question. And it developed because his dad, Steve, a high school coach, Philip would come off the school bus as an elementary school student, and he'd be trying to throw the 1-pound football, the regular size football.
A little heavy.
And it's like 7 years old, so he's shot putting it and shot putting it. And the story between he and his dad is that's why he has that unique way of delivering the ball.
He pushes it a little bit.
Couldn't they have bought him a lighter football and he wouldn't have any of these problems?
From the 26 to the end zone. For Gates, the coverage with Carl Pema. The extra defensive back comes in. Well, Philip Rivers, his record so far, first 30 starts of his career, wrapping up his second full season as a starter.
Good.
Only Kurt Warner and Ben Roethlisberger up at the same level, and those first 2 guys did win Super Bowls.
Traded for Eli Manning, was he not? Eli Manning is not 23-7.
And Philip is a great guy to be around. You know, Mike, you were talking about, we were down the field and we had a meeting with him yesterday. Man, he just loves football. You love talking football with him. You know, he's going to work through some of these mechanical flaws in his game. I think the future is very bright for Philip Rivers.
2nd and 10 from the 26. Swinging it to Sproles. Beautiful open field play by Nate Webster. Middle linebacker most of his career. Moving over to the strong side linebacker. Some question if there's an upgrade needed at that position. Webster made a play there as the clock winds down. 3rd and 11. Chargers choosing not to use their 1 remaining timeout. From here, a field goal would be about 45 yards. And Rivers uses the middle and completes it for the first down to the 11-yard line to Chambers in front of Dominique Foxworth with 9 seconds left. San Diego calls for time.
Just a poor job by the Denver secondary. They came with a 3-man rush. They dropped 8 into coverage. They really squeezed down the windows. Philip Rivers did a terrific job of anticipating the throw. You'll see it right here. You play quarterback. You look down the field. There's that window. He anticipated the receiver coming in. That's what you have to do. And this is what Chambers will do. He'll go inside. He'll catch the ball in the crowd, and he'll take the hit and hold on to the football.
Well, you saw as Rivers was coming off after the timeout, limping a little bit. I mentioned a right knee injury against Tennessee. And his offensive lineman gets shoved back into him by Elvis Dumerville, and Marcus McNeil ends up coming into Rivers' knee, calls timeout, and limps back over to the sideline. Again, this is a San Diego team that needs to win here this week and next week against Oakland to get the 3 seed. Pittsburgh could lose as well, but they still have something to play for, trying to get that 3 seed, and don't have as many options to rest their players. So no timeouts, 9 seconds, and they're going to run a play. So it's got to be to the end zone. And Rivers throws to the back corner. It's slapped away. Try to get Antonio Gates to jump ball it. Foxworth back there with Pema. And a field goal attempt coming up here at the end of the half.
You know, as we watch Philip Rivers come off the field, I think back to that Tennessee game. He really struggled for 3 quarters. He was beat up, banged up, concussed, and in that 4th quarter, he led a rally to win that game. I'll tell you, that won the team over. He played hurt. He got the victory. Got a lot of respect for that victory.
I believe it said Gates. It was Chambers on the jump ball. 40 and 23 already in the books. This from 29 for Kading. And despite getting his knee banged up, he's able to get the field goal to end the half 16-0.
Maybe you ought to play hurt more often because he's perfect at the moment. He's got 9 points. The rest of the team has 7.
Toyota halftime show coming up, and here's Chris Berman. Chris.
All right, Michael, thank you very much. Glad to be with everybody in anticipation of Santa's trip down the chimney. Happy holidays, everybody, or as we would say in the Hawaiian Islands, Mele Kaliki Maka. It's been 15 games of Mele Kaliki Maka for the New England Patriots, and now here they stand on the verge of regular season history, trying to become just the 4th team to complete the slate unbeaten, joining the 72 Dolphins, 42 Bears, 34 Bears. But their pursuit of perfection was joined yesterday by others' pursuit of the playoffs. Here we go with our Christmas Eve version of the
Bourbon. Chris.
All right, Michael, thank you very much. Glad to be with everybody in anticipation of Santa's trip down the chimney. Happy holidays, everybody, or as we would say in the Hawaiian Islands, Mele Kaliki Maka. It's been 15 games of Mele Kaliki Maka for the New England Patriots, and now here they stand on the verge of regular season history, trying to become just the 4th team to complete the slate unbeaten, joining the 72 Dolphins, 42 Bears, 34 Bears. But their pursuit of perfection was joined yesterday by others' pursuit of the playoffs. Here we go with our Christmas Eve version of the fastest 3 minutes. And New England at home against the Miami Dolphins. They scored on 4 of their first 5 possessions. Tom Brady to Randy Moss, you've seen this countless times. Maybe record times by the time it's done. Lawrence, Boney Maroney. I got a girl named Boney Maroney. Big rushing game for him and the Patriots. Brady to Jabbar Gaffney, 48 yards. They win 28-7. They have 71 touchdowns. A new NFL record breaking the old mark by Marino, Duper, Clayton, and the 84 Dolphins. They had 70. Meanwhile, the Colts, they look good too. Peyton Manning to Dallas Clark. The route was on against Houston. Manning to Reggie Wayne. Stately Wayne Manor out of the Batcave. A guy from Harvard, Clifton Dawson with a touchdown. Tony Dungy's Colts have won 13 games, only the 4th Super Bowl champ to win more than the previous year. Chuck Noll's Steelers did it in 75. Joe Montana and the Niners did it in 89. And John Elway, Mike Shanahan, the Broncos, did it in 98. Dungy and the Colts, only the 4th team. Congrats to them. Kevin Everett walking to the locker room. What inspiration in Buffalo 3.5 months after he lay what looked like motionless for a long time on the field. And Trent Edwards and Lee Evans and the Bills had a big lead over the Giants, but the winds in the wire made a tattletale sound. And then the Giants, Brandon Jacobs, bigger than any Bill defender, 43 yards, early 4th quarter. Kavika Mitchell changed the game, picked off Trent Edwards. He's gone. And then, looking for the playoffs, Ahmad Bradshaw. He could go all the way. G-Man in the playoffs. Congrats to Tom Coughlin and the New York Football Giants. Meanwhile, other pictures of the puzzle. Clinton Portis to Antoine Randall. The Skins have put themselves in the position, if they win, they're in the NFC. Donovan McNabb giving the Saints playoff hopes a big blow. For the Eagles to the 25, and then whoop, there goes the football. And then it's down inside the 5, and then whoop, there goes the football. And then whoop, Kevin Curtis falls on it. Eagles beat the Saints. Saints in trouble. Fred Taylor, Jacksonville Jaguars. Nobody wants to play them. They blast 49-11, and the Jags are in the playoffs. Congrats to them. The Cleveland Browns, all they had to do was win and get in, but Derek Anderson picked off twice in the last 2 minutes of the first half. This by Leon Hall. Cincy upends the Cleveland Browns. And so the Tennessee Titans with defense. Keith Bullock picks off the Jets, Chad Pennington. They win next week, and they're in. Remember a year ago, the Bears were the class of the NFC? Bang! Charles Peanut Tillman blocks the punt. Corey Graham crackers his way in the end zone. And then Brian Urlacher's helmet and legs doing the Packers. The Bears win it 35-7. And so the Packers 12-1 against the NFL, 0-2 against the Bears. Davy Jones, Urlacher gives us memories of last year. When we return, we'll visit with LeBron James and Kobe Bryant in anticipation of ABC's Christmas NBA doubleheader. Back in 60 seconds.
This halftime show is presented by Toyota. Moving forward. This halftime show is presented by Toyota. Moving forward.
Welcome back, everybody. We do indeed feel honored that you would bring us into your homes and let us spend a little time with you on this very special evening. So, though it's been said many times, many ways, Merry Christmas to you. This is how they roast chestnuts on an open fire for Monday Night Football, Christmas Eve, San Diego style. Always a big party in Southern California at the Murph. Tonight, everyone's in the holiday spirit. Who wouldn't be? Well, the Charger defense in the holiday spirit. That's Clinton Hart. Chargers, there's a sack of Jay Cutler pitching a shutout at the moment. 16-0. San Diego at the half, second half coming up. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Hockey Fights Cancer has raised more than $9 million for cancer care, research, and awareness. Don't give up. Join our hockey family in the fight against cancer. Log on to NHL.com and join the fight. Don't give up.
The other Montana, Hannah Montana, no relation to Joe. Tomorrow, we open presents, and like every other kid out there, I can't wait. With one night left, the anticipation of what's to come.
Here you go.
So tomorrow morning, go crazy. Tear the paper off the packages. I totally hope you get everything you really want. Remember, the best gifts are the ones that can't be wrapped. Happy holidays! And don't forget the cookies for Santa.
I'm going to guess some little girls are getting a lot of Hannah Montana stuff for Christmas, and I'm going to guarantee that a lot of young boys and girls in the San Diego area are getting 21 powder blue jerseys for Christmas. LaDainian Tomlinson jerseys. Tomlinson with a good first half, dominant for the Chargers as they lead here by the score of 16-0. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Does it amaze you to think that her dad sang "Achy Breaky Heart"?
That's right, Billy Ray Cyrus, her dad.
Yeah.
Would you like to sing Girls Night Out, one of the Miley Cyrus tunes? Tony?
I have to say that I'm not as familiar with Hannah Montana. I mean, my daughter's 25. Okay. She's not, she's not a Hannah Montana age group. I was Billy Ray Cyrus. I knew about him.
And he's come back.
He was on, wasn't he on Dancing with the Stars once or something like that?
He was, and he has a song with their daughter. But that's his daughter, but it's a whole other story.
But you, in your family, you are big Hannah Montana fans.
Yes,
right.
Yes.
He went to the concert, front row.
Hey, look,
front row?
Kobe Bryant went to the concert with his daughter also. So you want to get started?
I guess that demographic I'm in puts me out of that.
Old.
Old is what we call it. Decrepit.
So listen here, guys. This is interesting. Matt Prater is kicking off. He was just signed by the Broncos this week when they had a roster spot. Jason Elam is not the kickoff guy normally. He hasn't kicked an extra point or a field goal. He's yet to play in the game tonight. If he plays, he passes Elway for the most games played in Broncos history. But the team has to try to score. They haven't come close. Returned by Darren Sproles to the 26. A flag is down as Tony Scheffler, the starting tight end, brings him down. The Broncos had 21 plays and 55 yards and only 3 first downs in the first half.
During the return, holding, number 54 in the return team. 10-yard penalty. First down.
Penalty was on Stephen Cooper. Let's go down to the sideline and Michelle Tafoya.
Well, Mike, we saw Phillip Rivers limping just a little bit late in that first half. I talked to Norv Turner at halftime, and he said he's fine. He is going to play here in the second half, but probably not for the entire second half. We can expect to see backup Billy Volek sometime, probably after the third quarter. As for LaDainian Tomlinson, he may get an earlier exit. They really don't want to risk injury to him, Mike.
Well, they were able to shut him down, Michelle, after the first half of the dominant victory over Detroit, 51-14 last week. Tomlinson had 116 yards. And then Darren Sproles came in the second half and had a $122. From the 16, it begins with LT. Right toward the first down line at the 26, and DJ Williams brought him down, Ron.
Yeah, LT does a great job of seeing the defense, almost like a quarterback. He's reading the linebackers. Once he sees a linebacker miss his gap, he takes that away and goes to the opening. Great vision. He'll read the linebackers here. Here's a stretch play. Now he sees those linebackers blocked. Backside, there's the opening. He hits it. Great job of the vision of LaDainian Tomlinson. And then, of course, he has the speed and the quickness to get to that backside hole.
26 through the hole again to the 35, a pickup of 9.
Yeah, once again, a terrific job of doing that. He sees DJ Williams on that backside. He gets him in space. And we have LaDainian Tomlinson, and you give him a two-way go. In other words, he can go left or right. He's going to make you miss. Right there, he cuts back to the left. Of course, Manu Maliuna was blocking Williams and made it a little bit easier on LT to hit that one.
You pronounce that name beautifully.
Manu Maliuna?
It's very, very good.
I hang around Tirico, I get good on pronunciation.
Tomlinson comes off after being brought down a yard shy of yet another 100-yard game. So into the lineup comes Michael Turner, and Williams makes the tackle, but a first down is picked up. Here are the numbers at the break, and really, guys, you're so used to Denver's offense and Mike Shanahan's offense being so productive, and they were just inept in that first half.
They used to have the best rushing offense in the league. They used to get like 17, 18 rushing touchdowns a year, right? Well, their primary backs, they have 5 now between Henry and Young. They don't score at all anymore.
Swung out to Sproles, who was brought down by Williams.
Yeah, Mike Goff out in space, just was over athletic. Just didn't have a chance right there. Mike Goff, by the way, is a big arena fan, by the way.
We knew you'd get that plug in. The over-under was in the middle of the third quarter.
He goes to Philadelphia Soul game, so I just thought I'd get that plug in because the arena season starts in about 2 months.
Any singers you want to mention as long as you're going down that route?
I don't know many singers.
Did you hear when Bon Jovi tours?
There we go.
When they come out
I set that up good.
When they come out for an encore, he reads the Soul season ticket number, 2nd and 16. Here's the screen to Sproles. In the open field, he's pulled down by Jamie Winborn. And we'll have a third down coming up, needing to get just to the 49 to keep the drive alive.
One thing we should say, the point is made that San Diego winning tonight and has won 4 games in a row, anxiously awaiting the playoffs. The upheaval on this team was enormous on the coaching staff, not the players. Both coordinators left, Cam Cameron and Wade Phillips, for head coaching jobs. Marty Schottenheimer gone a month after the season. Norv Turner has to come in, 8 new assistants. People wonder what happened to 14-2 talent. The talent is still 14-2. It took a while. The continuity wasn't there, though they preached continuity. It wasn't actually there. They got to 5-5 at one point.
3rd and 10, pressure. The throw is hauled in by Gates. Wow, what a grab by Antonio. Dre Bly thought he had it. Gates the grab, his first catch of the night.
This is why Antonio Gates, once again going to the Pro Bowl. You'll see him match against Dre Bly. That's a starting corner. You see Bly in good position, not good enough, as Gates goes up with one hand, makes the grab. Great ball placement by Phillip Rivers, putting it where only Gates could make the catch.
So now you love him. You've turned on Phillip Rivers.
No, this is the problem you have with Phillip Rivers. He's uneven. He'll make throws like that, and then he'll come up in the next series and go, where's he throwing the ball? He needs to be more consistent.
After the fabulous catch by Gates. Long ball? Nope, the out. Caught by Buster Davis at the 21-yard line. First down. He'll pick up the 17. Davis, who was in the shadow of Dwayne Bowe, who's had an excellent rookie season for the Chiefs. Both rookies out of LSU, both taken in the first round.
See, this throw here, although it's a completion, is not a great throw. I mean, you got Dre Bly about 5 yards off. That ball's low into the outside. Davis gets a chance to stick his foot in the ground, to wheel back around, and maybe take it to the end zone. Yeah, it's a completion, but it's an inaccurate throw.
Tomlinson a yard away from his 44th regular season 100-yard NFL game on the ground. He'll get it for the moment. Champ Bailey, the tackle. We talk about all the special numbers with LaDainian. The one thing you can't measure is his impact within this community. Of course, we know the fires of the early fall were such a devastating thing. As a matter of fact, Tomlinson and his wife received one of those just scary 3 a.m. reverse 911 calls where they call you and say, evacuate, get out. LT and other players did. And Tomlinson's way of saying thank you to the first responders was honoring them with a day and some mementos. It's part of the outreach from this entire Charger organization, but really speaks a lot to what Tomlinson does so well. Nothing going on. Rivers out of the pocket. Is it completed? Yes. Caught by Vincent Jackson. What a job coming available at the very last second. First down.
Nice job by Phillip Rivers extending the play. You'll see move outside the pocket, look to the outside, throws it to the outside. Yes, it was a catch.
Ooh, I don't know.
Well, let's see right there. Looks like Jackson's got
catch. I don't know if that was the foot closer to you, which would be his left foot. That's going to be challenged. I don't know if once he caught it, that left foot had already left the ground. So they'll take a peek. Mike Shanahan to challenge. Frustrated look.
Just because you're thousands of miles from the nearest big league stadium doesn't mean you can't be a big league fan. Majestic Athletic, the official uniform supplier for all 30 Major League Baseball teams. Available now all over Europe at NASN.com.
College football action live on NASN.
ESPN's Monday Night Football is brought to you by Alltel Wireless. Take the head-to-head challenge at alltelcircle.com. Toyota, moving forward. IBM, when you're ready to stop talking innovation and start doing, visit ibm.com/do. And Miller Lite, for award-winning taste, there's no debate. Miller Lite, good call.
Every time you come here, you wonder, why don't you live here? This is just a great, great area. San Diego, the North County, the suburbs here on this Christmas Eve, 2007. John Parry, the referee, is looking inside the replay booth to determine if this was a catch. It was ruled a catch on the field. Mike Shanahan challenging. So possession is there. Now the question is there enough evidence to see that left foot, the foot farthest away from you from this angle? Was it still in contact with the turf?
I don't think you can overrule this. I think it's got to stay a catch.
It's a heck of a job by both Rivers and Jackson.
After reviewing the play, it is a catch with possession 2 feet inbound.
Jaws.
Denver is charged with their first team timeout.
You sound surprised.
No,
Tony.
you got it,
I'm
Jaws.
like 100%.
That was great. I should tell Mike. You didn't tell him. I bought a house. I am going to stay.
You want to stay?
It's just that
nice.
nice.
I know it.
You know, small house, but you know, we're going to stay.
You know what I'm seeing tonight, though, which is good for the San Diego Chargers looking down the road. Their wide receivers are starting to catch footballs now.
Right.
Coming into this game, they had only 97 receptions. That was the lowest in the National Football League.
Because he uses the tight end so much.
Uses Gates an awful lot.
Sure. Why wouldn't you?
Look at this. 70 plays tonight. Dominated by the Chargers. Tomlinson running to the right. First and goal run just shy of the 4 with Champ Bailey making the tackle.
Yeah, I like that, Mike. Emphatically, you said to the right because we have seen so many runs to the left. And by the way, you know, these numbers that I keep throwing out there, runs to the left, runs to the right, runs up the middle. And I want to say thanks to Steve Hurt. Does a great job with the numbers we get. Greg Cosell at NFL Films, my guys are that chart these games week in, week
Any
out.
more plugs? You started with Arena League?
Totally. People work hard all year long. I want to make sure they get recognized for
I'd
that
like to
great
thank
work.
my dentist.
LT out, Turner in. and Michael